Hello there everybody, welcome back to another Lost Ark video. Today's video is going to be another solo raid video, and yes, as the title might have spoiled it, this is going to be Ivory Tower, Voldis, whatever you want to call it, solo raid. And I'm going to be doing on the Gunslinger, which I have never done it on before, so we're going to see how this goes. Gunslinger is another character that I have replaced from my raids, though I replaced it much more recent than like my Sorky Dork. But it's full sevens and is what it is. I mean, the character's not getting changed. This is how it's gonna be until the character eventually stops getting played entirely. But just to even show you, I know I need to do this. I don't even have this completed, so I'm gonna go use the Voldis power pass that we got on this character so I can do this, and then I'll be right back. Alright, and we've just landed in Trixion. Skip this. I do find it funny that they make you do the whole, like, prologue skipping thing again, even if it's a character that has very clearly existed for quite some time. But I don't mind using the Voldis Power Pass on this character just to skip the Voldis questline, because I'm not going to do it, and I also don't really feel like paying the gold knowledge transfer it for a solo raid video. I mean, I value the, like, 5k or 6k gold more, because I don't need another 1520, believe it or not, I don't. Like, what am I going to do with another 1520? I do not need one right now, and I do not want one, so I was okay with doing that. I guess let me do this quest. Oh god, it gives me all this shit, too. I don't need any of this, please. I guess I'll keep these, though. Fuck it, why not? Let me do this, because if I don't do this, it's going to, one, annoy me, and also annoy other people. Can I just talk to him now? Cool. I'll be back when I'm done with all this shit. Okay, and we are ready to do the thing. Right here, Trampled Garden, let's get it. Solo mode. We'll see how it goes. I expect to die a lot if the damage is similar to what it is like in the real thing. Because Gunslinger is squishy. I'm also super rusty on Gunslinger and content that isn't Chaos Dungeons or Sonovel. So we'll see how it goes. But I am expecting much more resistance than I was on the Sork. I will say that. Especially on Gate 2. I don't like Gate 2 to begin with. That gate is very, how you say... it's very... I guess annoying is probably the best word. I was trying to think of a better word than annoying, but it is annoying. That is what I will say. But we will see. We will see how it goes. First, we gotta get past Gate 1, which could be an insurmountable wall. As everybody knows, the plant boss is very spooky. Very hard mechanically. But we'll see if I can't figure it out. I'm just going to take a flame grenade. I don't need flame grenade. I already have a fire skill. At least I think grenade's fire? No? What is fire? One of these skills is fire. Is it bullet rain? Okay. I knew I had one of them as fire. But I'm gonna take flame grenades anyways. Because I don't trust myself. I also don't... like, what else am I gonna take, right? Like, what... like, I don't need any other battle items. And you take flame grenades because you need a fire skill effect, something of the sort, to progress one of the mechanics. At least you do in the normal mode. We will see if that still exists in solo. But I imagine it will. I imagine it will. Guess I'll just Awakening. Yeah, that was my bad. Honestly, I should not have. She does teleport to the middle at 100. But you act like I'm paying attention to health bars, brother. You got me fucked up. I don't remember if I yapped the normal disclaimer at the beginning of the video, but this is definitely not supposed to be a guide. But I do get comments on my solo raid videos saying that this does help them, like help some people, even though it's not a guide. The green thorns give you more stagger if you get 3 of them. If you get the purple ones, I think if you get 3 purple ones, you get, like, stunned or imprisoned, I think is the proper term. That stagger's super easy. Gunslinger is not known for its stagger, I'll tell you that much. So no sweat on the stagger check. Oh, you fucker, you really hit me with that? You really gonna do me like that? Honestly, this doesn't seem to be too bad, though. But, I mean, it is Gate 1, and Gate 1 is notoriously, I mean, pretty much nothing. That's telegraphed in solo? I'm pretty sure that's not telegraphed in, actual Voldis. The frontal cone thing? Am I crazy? I don't ever recall seeing a telegraph for that. I could be smoking that good shit, but I don't know. I just did like 4 Voldis today. Basically, one person will have a target on their head. You want to trigger these little yellow lines on the yellow ball to eat the ball. Because if you don't, if somebody hits it, it will sleep. And the yellow lines spawn from the 4 corners, from the plants, the piranha plants. And since it's solo, I'm assuming I'm going to be the only person that will have it, and I will have it the whole time. So if I wanted to stop spawning them, I would just stop walking towards the corners. But again, it's like not that big of a deal. I don't remember how many stacks you need minimum, but you'll notice that if you were if you rewind the video, there was a timer that was ticking down on the boss's buff bar that you wait for. And once that buff drops, you throw your flame grenade, or you use your flame skill. Assuming you have 15 stacks. I think it's 15 stacks. It could be 20 stacks. I don't know. That's just Medusa you turn away, the pink puff. Can be very annoying if you're on a class with like a very long animation and you don't have a way to break out of it. But it's not like an insta-kill or anything. It's just a little bit of extra time in the raid. Not the biggest of deals. You'll notice the target thing is still here. It appears again towards the end of the fight, just to make things a bit more annoying, make you have to dodge more stuff, but ultimately not too terrible. Interesting. I mean, I guess I'll buy the chest because it doesn't cost anything. I'm never going to touch this character, though. Well, I mean, I guess I shouldn't say never, but it is not in the future plans. Not in the future roadmap for Brother Chris, let me tell you. Let me tell you. I'm really glad they kept the trash mobs in, though. This really adds to the experience. Why does trash fucking exist in this game, man? Why does trash exist, period? Only to suffer. Can I fucking farm BOEs? We gonna do some trash runs, farm some BOEs? Okay, so for this boss, it's going to be interesting to see. Because I know how this boss works normally, but with one person, I'm unsure. Basically, the whole gimmick is you take the traps, these traps right here, you throw a trap at the guy, and he gets triggered by the trap. He doesn't move. It's like DPS window. If you throw 2 traps, it triggers a destruction check, it breaks his parts. If you don't break his parts, he has like enhanced patterns, and if he has 5, I believe it's 5 stacks of all his parts, like 5 part stacks, one of the mechanics he does, I think at like 45, is a wipe. That's going to mean nothing to most people, especially if you're watching this and you don't really know what's going on, but I'll try to explain it better. Again, this isn't a guide, but I like to try to help where I can. For first trap, you wait for the explosion, because if you throw it before that explosion, the explosion will kill the trap. Oh god, that's fine. Homie fucking ate me up like a snack. But you can see, once the trap triggers, it triggers a stagger check. Gunslinger notoriously good at stagger. The red buffs give you reduced cooldowns, more damage. Actually, I don't know if it gives you more damage. It gives you severely reduced cooldowns, though, I tell you that much. But if you take damage like that, you will bleed out until 10% health, or 20% health, one of the two. I think it's 20%, because that was pretty high. And it will drop health orbs on the ground. Because this is solo, I'm gonna throw another trap. Oh, I didn't break the stagger. That's Gunslinger for you. Okay. Luckily, he got re-trapped. Oh, he broke out of it. Never mind. So I'm gonna need to counter him if I want to re-trap him. Is he gonna do the stagger? Could I have thrown a trap during that? Because normally he staggers after counter, but he didn't stagger. So I'm assuming I could have just trapped him? This fight likely gonna have to be a restart, unless I can figure out how to trap him. How's this gonna work? Did he spawned 1? I hope it's just a counter. Okay, so normally he spawns 3 dragons. 2 of them are counter and 1 of them is kill. There's no shot I'm going to be able to explain it better than that, especially since I'm trying to kill this man. But hopefully, let's counter. I'm just going to insta-trap. Oh, now he does the stagger. So I guess it's just the 1 counter that doesn't do the stagger. It might be that way in normal, but I've literally never seen the other counter. I'm always used to that counter, because that's the counter you get when you fail trap. I need to make sure that I break the stagger. I want to make sure I have shotgun skills. Because I need to break the armor. Please get trapped. Thank God. So you can see 2 traps trigger the armor break. You just usually throw a Destro, but in solo I guess it's not too bad. So it just insta-broke. Okay. So now that his parts are broke, I can push him, and we're good. Damn, for a newer player, this shit is low-key gonna be, like, really hard. Because I'll be the first to say it, I'm not very good at this fight. I accept that. Fuck, I mistimed that so badly. Oh well. I can take my time. Give me my health orbs. He should be phasing here in a minute. But having the boss like 100% focused on you the whole time, actually kind of rough, especially if you're a newer player and trying to learn this shit. Like, am I in that? I moved because I wanted to make sure I wasn't in that. But this is the big mechanic where if you don't break his parts and he has 5 like enhanced part stacks, this is just a kill. So you have to break the parts before this. And I think this triggers at like 45 or 35 or something. And then for this, you just go towards the side of his flame. I mean, you can just not move at all. You don't have to move. And then you run at him. You have to stagger him. But it can be kind of tricky depending on the balls and depending on your class. But Gunslinger is one of the more mobile classes, so it's chill. And then you get out. And then typically you want to go to the middle here and spam your trap key. So you throw your trap because you want to trap him immediately since he runs at you. Normally everybody throws traps here and then you get a part break. But as I'm solo, I cannot get the part break, so I'll try to get the part break at second stagger. If I can do second stagger, which actually is quite difficult for me on my little gunslinger with my small brain. Low-key kind of wish I brought Whirlwinds. I was like, please let that stagger. I guess I should use Catastrophe, because I think Catastrophe is more stagger. But I'm not used to having to min-max my gunslinger stagger that much. And then once you break his parts here, he becomes a lot more chill. It just gives you the non-enhanced patterns. Whew, honestly, that was pretty stressful, even for me. Like I said, I'm not very good at this gate to begin with. And that was just my first run through it. So I'm happy with how that went. Did not have to restart. Thank God. But you can hopefully see why that gate is something I don't really like too much. Gate 3. I honestly don't know how to explain Gate 3, even a little bit. Because I'm not sure how they're going to change the mechanics to be single player. I'll just kind of talk about them as they come up to the best of my ability. Because obviously I'm still trying to play the game here. And believe it or not, talking and playing, that shit harder than you might think. It's pretty easy for content that I'm super comfortable with, but like I said, Gate 2 is something I'm not super comfortable with. Just because, like, even though I've done it hundreds of times at this point, just something about it. It feels very unpredictable sometimes. And if you make a mistake in that gate, you can very quickly die. Especially if you have, like, a Rakithus Blood. You have a Rakithus Blood, you get hit, you don't have a pot, or you trying to save your pot because you think you don't need a pot. You don't have your spacebar, you get clipped by another red pattern. A lot of stuff that can happen. First mech should be coming up here as soon as he gets uncountered. Okay, so this is the first mech. There's only one mirror, which does not surprise me. So he sends out cones, And you're supposed to aim the cone on the mirror. If you stand in it, you get an attack power reduction. Oh, I see there are multiple mirrors. I see. It just takes one trigger to break them. But normally there's 4 mirrors, and they take 3 hits each, so you just go in a clockwise motion with your group. And then you have to stagger him. And then you can also stagger side mirrors, because if you don't stagger the side mirrors, like I staggered 5, you can see the other mirrors that didn't get staggered broke off and now are pitfalls. So I can now fall off there. Most people only stagger 5, in my experience, in addition to the boss. Your mileage may vary. Just clarify with the group before the poll starts. That's typically the best way to do it. I know a lot of people are against typing things, but honestly, if you ever have doubts, just type, man. Typing solves a lot of things. Oh fuck, I fucked it up. Nice, I still got it. If nobody gets speared there, it just does a bunch of damage as a pulse. Okay, let me see. You just counter the mirrors that he stabs. Usually you go party order. But I'm assuming I'm gonna have to do them all because I'm the only one here. Either that or he's only gonna trigger... Is it only gonna be the 2 mirrors? Okay, he only did a couple. Thank God. Because I was about to say, that actually could be a really fucked up mechanic for a new player to learn in a solo environment. But basically you go in party order for that. So like if I here would be party order 1, I would be party number 1, excuse me. So I would take mirror 1 and 2, and then party member 2 would take 3 and 4, etc., etc. And you just have to remember what mirrors are yours, and you just counter the ones that he stabs. Because he can either stab it with his sword or fake stab it, like not stab it. And then when he does this destruction thing, if you destro him, he spawns a fucking like raspberry thing that repairs the floor. This, you just dodge him. And then you do a little counter-y-do. Little counter-y-do. The next big mech is at 60 bars. You're gonna go to your X3 position, throw a Destro Bomb at the mirror, and then stagger him. And then break his sword. You'll kind of see what I mean when I get there. I have nothing to use. What a great counter window. So sad. Hopefully this will push him. Yeah. So for me, since I'm party number 1, I would normally go over there, but since it's a solo, it spawned number 2's mirror only for some reason. And then you do the Destro on the sword. I assume it's just gonna let me get grabbed and then throw me in. Normally there's a person who has a tether, and then when the grab happens, you go towards wherever the person with the tether is, so they have to throw you into the portal. But you just get naturally thrown into the portal here because there's not another person to tether you. Which, fair enough. Please let me get up. Please let me get up. Please die, sir. Then for this, I'm assuming I just have to stagger it. Normally, somebody would have to get grabbed. Yeah, there's no grab in solo. That little grab animation he did is normally where somebody would get grabbed, and then the 3 players who aren't grabbed would stagger him. Generally, you designate one person with shit stagger to get grabbed at the beginning before the pull starts. That's kind of like I said, at the beginning, you kind of talk your party, and you discuss things that need to be discussed. I'm not going to be able to get that. And then this, it's the same mirror thing, but he breaks the other directions rather than the diagonals. He breaks the verticals and horizontals. Generally, people just ignore those mirrors because you only have 40 health bars because he does it at 40 bars. I don't have any abilities. Honestly, didn't recognize that attack because it was so different. When in doubt, just follow the telegraphs, man. And something to keep in mind, red telegraphs just do damage and knock you around. Yellow telegraphs can push you off. Just something to keep in mind. So, like, if you ever have to wonder, like, I'm gonna get hit by something, I have to pick between a red telegraph and a yellow telegraph, always try to get hit by the red rather than the yellows if you have to get hit by one or the other. Because yellows can push you off. So if I get hit by a yellow telegraph this way, I'm getting knocked off. But if I get hit by a red telegraph and I'm here, I will not get knocked off. Hopefully that makes sense. That was pretty stressful, not gonna lie to you. That is actually pretty difficult. Honestly, way more difficult than a con, way more difficult than Triangle. I haven't done the other solo raids yet. And again, this was on a 1600 gunslinger. With whatever you see here. That's it. That's the video. Thanks for hanging out, you guys. I'll see you guys all in the next one, innit? Bye.